Well, hello, man cavers. We are back with our Douglas magneto. If you remember last time, I took the old lead out of this side, didn't I? Here's the remnants of it. And I said, how do I replace them? Well, a couple of people sort of gave me some comments, and none were exactly correct, but I have figured it out. So let's get you in the tripod. And what we're going to do is, before I take this one out, we're going to build this one up. So if I get it wrong, I've still got one to look at. Because here are all the parts, believe it or not, just out of the HT lead. So right, we have some fancy new, look at this, I bought some yellow braided stuff. Because I thought that'll pretty the engine up a little. So yes, we'll get you in a tripod. I promise not to stand in front of the camera this time, because you're on a little tripod. On the bench, look, I'm going to try you in the gorilla pod. Hopefully, the camera won't rock about. Roll the credits. Welcome to the man cave. Let the games begin. So here we are, and there is our magneto. Let me try and sort you out, look. There we go. I'm not used to these short tripods, but we'll see how we get on. So what we're going to do is, we're going to take this one right out off here. Because what you do, you take this off, take that little coupling right back, and this actually now unscrews. Now, I was told that there was a little screw underneath the carbon brush, but this actually unscrews, but it doesn't come out very well. It breaks off, so I've now got to pick this bit out, which can be a job on. Of course, if you can see all the bits what come out of just the end of that HT lead. So when I've took the bottom screw out already, we're just going to take this top screw out here. And I'll put these in a separate pot as to not muddle them. There's our gasket. There's a little carbon brush in here, look, with a little spring, look, see that? Now, someone said there was a screw down in there. There isn't. That's just, not whether you can see, let's give you some flash. All that is flat in there. There's no screw. So what I ended up doing was actually getting a pair of pliers and picking this out of there, which was probably not the easiest of things to be doing, but I did manage to pick it out. That could take me a couple of minutes to get this out, so bear with me while I just pick all this old HT lead up, because it's so disintegrated. And once you've picked all this out, there's actually a screw in there where the lead screws into. So give me a couple of minutes to get all this picked out. So I'll do it on camera. There you go. See that? That all just plucked out. And that leaves in there, there's a thread what your new HT lead will screw to. Now, I haven't tried to see if this HT lead actually fits in there. Oh, look at that. It does. So there we go. Now we need to get this ferrule off here. That was a job on. I ended up having to use a blowtorch and actually heat and melt this bit out the middle here and keep this brass ferrule. Because your lead have to go through that to keep it original. And then the collar, this piece, this collar here, screws onto it. That's, you know, that sort of goes over and then it screws onto here. So let me get this off, which can be a pain to get that ferrule off, because whether it's crimped, I'm not sure, but I know I had to heat it last time. So let me get this off and I'll be back. Right, we are back. We have cleaned up our bits. We have cleaned out this little ferrule, so we can now, we need to get these back on the right way. So we've got to put him on here. For that matter, I can go on the other end. That's got to come on this way, like so. Once he's on, we can then screw this back in here. Yep, that's got a bite. It hasn't. I wasn't pushing hard enough. It has made a... There you go. You've really got to push this in. Yeah, that's got it. Right. Now we can push our little collar up. Yep, nothing else come out of there. And screw this up. There we go. I really need to wash my hands. I'm getting that lead dirty, look. There. So that is one lead basically done. So we've now got to put our little carbon brush back in. He can just push in the end there. There you go. He's in and loaded. Our gasket on. And then this can go back on the mag like so. Excellent. I'm going to wash my hands before I mucky that lead up anymore. Back in a minute. Right, we are back, washed and gloved up. So let's get our HT lead back in the magneto. Making sure our little brush is still sorted out there, and it is. Oops, there's a fiddly job. There we go. And just got the bottom screw to get back in. With the little locking washer. Spring washer. There we go. I have given the mag a very slight clean up as well. Don't want it bright and shiny. Not the look I go for on engines. So we're just going to come for this one. Yeah. I'm sure you guys are watching the Swan and Morley videos as we speak. Well, as I speak, because they went on a little while ago, went to Swan and Morley Rally. How long has this lead got to be? Well, there's a bit missing off it. I don't want to cut it too short, but for now, we're just going to cut him here. And if it needs any more, I can trim it off. Right, we just need to do the same with this side. There we go. We have our two HT leads back on. Isn't that good? It's most excellent. See that spark jump out there? See that? That's that side. Let's check this side. There you go. Every second click jumps out. So our magneto is done. Ready to screw our caps onto to go on the plugs. Right, before we go on back to this Douglas. I seem to be fighting a losing battle with this thing, trying to get it unseized. However, all is not lost. Let me get outside with the Douglas and I'll show you a second option. Wait 1 minute. That looks lovely. So here is our seized Douglas. I am having very little joy trying to get this cylinder freed off. Oh, I've had bits of wood on there, hit it with mallets, hit it a little bit harder. There is absolutely no movement in that at all. However, the beady eyes amongst you will remember when I picked this up, another one came with it, which is this one. So we have this engine here, which is missing its magneto and the tin work and the pipe off the petrol. Everything else is pretty much here. I know that a switch missing out here, the gauge isn't as good, but we can take the gauge, the fuel line with, because there's a metal pipe come up here with a glass bowl, which you can see around here. We have all that on this engine. So what we could do, I know it's not keeping it original, I would really like to do this one, but this engine turns over. It has zero compression, so we'll have to look into that. I'm hoping it's got a stuck valve each end, but it turns over and I can hear nothing in the bottom end to suggest any problems. Even the carburetor's free on this one, look. See that? Carb's even free. Where on this one, it's seized up. So this engine, we could use the magneto on here, put it on this engine, use this on here. I mean, yes, it's not using this original block, but either way, one of these engines are never going to run again. So why don't we see why this one hasn't got any compression and just put all the parts off this one onto this one, which really is magneto and tin work. That's about all that's sort of missing off this engine and this fuel pipe. But all this would clean up and we will have a wealth of spare parts off this one. What are your opinions? Do we go with this block, which is already free and sounding mechanically really good, assuming of course there is actually conrods connected to pistons in there, I'm assuming. But yeah, so what are your thoughts on that? So I think if so, next thing would be pop these rocker covers off both sides of this one and see why we haven't got any compression. I'm hoping it's a stuck valve each end. Who knows? But this engine feels very smooth. It doesn't feel gritty. There's no clunks or bangs going on in there. I can actually hear a little bit of compression in this one. I can hear a little bit. Then plugs are loose, which aren't going to help, but we should have a little bit. But no. So what are your thoughts? Shall we progress and concentrate our efforts on this one and take the parts off this one? What do you reckon? Right, let me know, because that's going to be it for this video today. Right, before we go, Mrs. Mancave has an idea.
Well, now that I can get a word in with this lovely man, and I'm so proud of him, by the way. I almost had kittens when he showed me the 8 engines instead of the 1 that he brought home, I must admit. But all for a good cause. I now officially have more engines and flowers in the courtyard garden. What can I say? Keeps them out of mischief, doesn't it? Well, the Ruston PB, I've kind of taken a liking to that. And I don't know much about engines. And actually, I'd like to have a go at restoring it. What do you think? Do you think I should?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think you should have a
under
go.
his watchful eye.
I give you a little bit
you know.
guidance, and I think we let you
A
wield
bit
the
of guidance
spanners.
and a bit of Norfolk nuttiness.
That's it.
Yeah,
and
sounds
see if
perfect.
you can get that little Ruston PB running.
That sounds great.
Sounds
So
good.
I don't know for when. Maybe Strumpshaw in September. That might be up and running, or before. Who knows?
I think Strumpshaw, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Possibly Worcester even. I got it booked into Worcester.
What, that particular
That
one?
one's
So we've
booked.
got to get it
That
done.
engine is booked into Worcester show.
Oh, no pressure then.
No pressure at all.
The other thing I've got to say is we've got to say some hellos.
We have got to say plenty of hellos.
We have.
Because we've seen lots of people at the rallies.
And it's been wonderful. It really
It has. I can't remember. I'm not very good with names. I can't remember names. Thank you all that have come to see us.
I mean, we had Ron.
Ron, I got to pick a pump up off
I
Ron.
know, our lovely Ron. I could listen to him for hours. He's got so many wonderful stories, and he's 80 years young. How incredible is that? And he came purposely to see Mr. Mango.
He did.
And said hello to us. And he showed us with one piece of rope how to do a plait. Incredible.
He did.
Absolutely incredible. Then we had Dale. Then we had the gentleman and his son. I can't remember his name. Is it Jerry?
Jerry, I
And his
believe.
son?
Yes.
I can't remember your names, but hello and thank you for coming to see us. It was really wonderful. The gentleman who came all the way up from Colchester
Yep.
to see you, which was lovely.
That's very nice.
We had Norfolk Rag and Bone Man come and saw us
Rag and Bone Man,
over
yes.
the weekend.
Norfolk Rag and
Hello.
Bone.
Which was lovely.
He wanted to get a C. He's got a C90 moped, and he wanted me to get one, and we go for a sponsored ride on a pair of crunchies. Can you imagine that?
I think it has to be done. I think it has to be done for charity. What do you say, guys? Definitely. Nothing's at the remit.
And would you
Mr.
guys
Manco.
sponsor us if we did? A pair of
I most certainly
C90s.
will. It would
Did
be
he say
worth
Scotland? Where did he say he'd go with?
I thought you said Derbyshire, but
Derbyshire,
if it
that's
is
right.
Scotland, it could
Ride
be.
up to Derbyshire on a pair of C90 mopeds. I can imagine us pair of codgers on a pair of C90s. But there you go.
Definitely, definitely. Now, who else have we got to say hello to? Sally West and her lovely father. They come and saw us at the weekend. A big hello to you. Is it Sylvia and her son James? Or Sybil?
Sybil.
And her
Oh,
son
Sybil,
James.
yes, she watches.
Yeah.
She watches us on the television,
White
don't she?
Sapphire as well.
Yes. Say hello to all you guys. Dragon Plague, all of you.
Not Lad.
Not Lad
Dalton.
YT. Yeah.
If you get a chance to watch his videos, watch Not Lad. He's absolutely brilliant. He's not very old, but
Not Lad YT.
that's what it is.
Not
Is it?
Lad
Oh.
YT. He's got a couple of little videos on there of his engines run. He don't say a lot, he's a bit camera shy, but he does it. He's got a couple of engines
Tell
running
you what,
on.
though, a very knowledgeable chap and a chap of the future, most definitely.
He is.
Engines, tractors, you name it. He absolutely loves it, so it's wonderful to see.
Yes.
We've also got to say hello to James and Jade and Maria and James as well.
That's it.
So I hope you're all keeping okay. White Sapphire. Oh, I did notice a really good channel the other day. Somebody who follows us, Grumpy Tim. Check it out. He's got some really
Grumpy
unusual,
Tim, yeah, I remember him.
really unusual engines on there, so it's worth a look. And if there's any of you who have your own channel, you know, give it a shout out, and we'll do a shout out on here for you as well.
We
Because
will
we're all
indeed.
here to support each other.
We are.
One big dysfunctional family.
Marvellous.
You know, it's got to be done, really. And you all support us, so the least we can do is to do our best to support others as well. And to bring these channels and this history alive. You know, it's fantastic.
Very true.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Right,
Right, I'll let you get on.
let's have a look at this Ruston, what Mrs. Mancave wanted to restore. Because she's taken a liking to this little thing. There she is, that little PB, 1.5 horsepower. It looks mainly original. It's an early one as well, because it's got the Villiers magneto on there. So it hasn't got the bread loaf mag. It's an early one, probably from the 30s. It's got a wire on, so I think she's had battery and coil at some point. But I'd like to do away with that and actually put it back to original. Maybe put another Villiers coil in there and see if we can get a sparking how she should. So, give us your opinions on whether you would like Mrs. Mancave here to do any work on that engine, which I think you might.
I'd love to, actually.
And yes, well, that's it. We're going to leave the video here. Never mind the bar Ford atom. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye for now. Ha-ha! Let us know on that, Douglas.